All right, let's get to it. Fresh. Excellent. Excellent. All right, welcome back, everybody. Again, I was going to play Dune Awakening on the next stream, but that's not actually scheduled until tomorrow, and we're not sure if that stream is going to happen now because of the typhoon. So I decided to do some more Oni today on my day off, just to have something in the pipe. But yeah. So first of all, do I want to leave this as 32 by 9 or condense it to 16 by 9? Let's turn that down a bit. Oh, somebody's making a call. Oh yeah, Stinky. Okay. I mean, you can see what I'm doing for the most part, but you can't see the UI or the messages. So if somebody's scalding, I think that's the people trying to finish off this. So I had, so I finally got some power production set up. So production's happening here. Then I've got consumers built all over the place in little blocks to pull power out of these cells and make it available to the pods that they're controlling. Okay, they finally got these built. But yeah, I don't like that you only see part or half of the UI. So I'm going to go ahead, turn off the 32 by 9 viewer, and change graphics from 5120 by 1440 to 2560 by 1440. Okay. So now you see all the UI elements, and I'm only seeing graphics on half of my display, but that's fine for the purpose of this stream. All right, so okay, that should be it for the scaldings. They should be, I mean, it's taking a toll on my dupes, but that should help cool things down enough that eventually people should be able to pass through here without getting the scalding status. Okay, so we don't need any more dupes, or we don't actually have space for more dupes right now. And there's nothing else we have any critical need for. Well, nothing else that I'm familiar with yet that we have a critical need for. I still have a lot to learn with the new DLCs that have been added. It's kind of overwhelming how much. Let's grab some more spores. We're about to start a spore farm somewhere down here. I'm hoping I can bring the temperature down. What is that? It's a carbon dioxide geyser. I don't think I need a carbon dioxide geyser. What's the temperature of the carbon dioxide? It might be good. It might be good for temperature purposes. Okay, so if we're going to build around this thing, what's in there? Oxygen. I think 3 should be enough. What's the temperature down here? It's nice. All right. So yeah, we're going to claim this. I'm going to try and use it to, it's all vacuum right now. Okay, we're going to continue to purge all the atmosphere in here, the hydrogen and, well, yeah, the chlorine. We want to claim all of that, so we'll need to dig up all this as well. And then once this is purged completely of those 2 gases, like we're not worried about the polluted oxygen, but honestly, it should be pretty much purged by the time the rest of them are purged anyway. So that would mean we'd have this void that we can use to build in. I could probably set up the mushroom farm in here and then use the carbon dioxide to both provide the atmosphere for the mushroom farm as well as regulate its temperature. And we might even use it to cool some of this in here. And then this will remain, this is our carbon dioxide tank. So this will remain unregulated. Ooh, it's picking up radiation. Where's it picking up radiation from? That's interesting. So maybe we need some automation on this thing that says if this is full. Let's see how the automation works on this guy. So automation will be generated here. Trying to see if there's a what you do. Stay on the material study. All right, status. Okay, so oh, that just explained. I need to know what the okay sends a green signal when its red bolt storage is full. Otherwise, sends a red signal. All right. So what that means is we need a NOT gate between the material study terminal and the rad bolt generator. When it's not full, it'll accept transmission. When it is full, it'll stop transmissions. All right, automation. and hopefully nobody will get shot while they're doing this thing. So when this is full, this will send a green signal. That'll go into the NOT gate, which will change it from a green signal to a red signal, which will go to the rad bolt generator, telling it not to send any more rad bolts into the terminal. Hopefully that means it won't be using electricity as well. I don't know for sure. But I believe that'll be the case. All right, so we're ready to create the power pod for this location as well. So we need a transformer, and that will feed into this segment. The rest of this is already fed by this consumer block here. So we're building a consumer block here for the last segment. I think it's the last segment. Okay. Need a couple batteries. Need some automation. You will go up like that. Feed those two, and then these will feed off of a NOT gate. All right. And then power. The power feed is coming from here. So I guess to get this in here, it's not going to be pretty. Didn't really give myself a lot of room here. So what I can do instead is cancel this. And we'll do this. You're just going to go up and over. That way this can feed in like this. All right. So this power line right here is my main trunk from the power producers. So the purpose of the producers, they feed into these consumer blocks. So it'll either go into this battery or it'll go into this battery, but it will only go into one of the two at a time. So that's what these shutoffs are for. So this one's shut off, so this one is not pulling any power from the producer line, but it's feeding into the consumers. This one, when this is turned on, this one's turned off. So this one is not feeding anything into the consumers, but it's accepting power from the producers. So this way you have less chance of overloads and catastrophic power failure of your power line. It'll be isolated to a pod if there's any overloads on that side, and it will protect the producers and the main trunk that feeds power to all of the consumers, so that that trunk is always healthy and undamaged. All right, so we're pulling in for this trunk. We're pulling in from the producer trunk into this line. This will feed up and through this battery, and then out into the transformer, and then up and through this battery and into the transformer. So again, with this NOT gate, we're going to use this battery as our controller. The way, let's see, this is the controller here. So I've set its high threshold for 90 and its low threshold for 50. It'll load up the battery until it's above 90%, which case it'll turn off, sending a red signal, which will turn off this, and then go through the NOT gate and turn this one on with a green signal. This will feed the energy from this battery into this consumer block, which is just for the material study terminal. And then once those thresholds are surpassed on this battery, once it gets below 50%, it will switch states, switching this to on and this to off, switching this to on and this to off using the NOT gate, so that there's always a battery feeding the consumers, and there's always a battery being reloaded by the producers. We need to set up, oh, not you. And then once that is set up, we can delete this power production for this segment. Yeah. And it's already exceeding load, but it doesn't seem to ever be crossing that threshold. There are enough devices on this that this could overload the wire if they were all on at once, but it seems like the chances of that are not very likely. And now I have hiccups. Now, with the way I have the automation set up here, this battery controls the whole system. When this battery is above 90%, it'll turn off, send a red signal to the whole system. When it's below 50%, it'll change to a green signal. The NOT gate changes that signal to the alternate signal for these two, so these will always be opposite of what the other one will, the other shutoff is. And that's how we control the inputs and outputs for both batteries. We're at 44.2 tons of refined carbon. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm using refined carbon generators, not normal carbon generators. I believe that's from a mod. I'm pretty sure that's from a mod. And all that does is that increases your energy output by, I think, 20%. So from 1200 to 1440. Using refined carbon instead of normal coal. And refined carbon is, don't do that. Oh, it'll load it back up. I was trying to click on it to show its properties. Okay, so refined carbon is, well, let's just look at coal. So 125 kilograms of coal produces 100 kilograms of refined carbon. So that's actually not a great Am I actually losing 5% by doing this? Because I'm losing more than 5% if that's the case. So if we take 125 kilograms of coal, it produces 100 kilograms of refined carbon. We lose 25%. We lose 20%. So we lose 20% of the resource for 20% power boost from the producers. But that's still a net loss for us because we are converting it in these kilns, which are generating so much heat. Refined carbon, 1,000 grams per second. Oh no, it's much more than 20%. That's more like 120%. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize coal generators were so low. I thought they were like 1,200, not 600. Okay, so that's a completely different story. Then yes, this is absolutely worth the cost in heat and resources. So we're converting coal into refined carbon, then using the refined carbon for 100% gain in power output. Oh, I have this barred from letting people go in. That's why they never finished building this. Now's a good time though, so they should, oh, they finished this. They should get in there pretty quickly without risk of getting shot. All right, 90, 50. Okay. Once this is done, this will start loading up the batteries. And as long as the thresholds are approximate, meaning we're producing more energy than we're consuming, then these batteries should both fill up pretty quickly and remain mostly full. I don't think there's any batteries that are being overworked right now. They should all be pretty much above half. Well, this one's going to go away. Okay, somebody's getting not so great. Okay, so it's still using energy. It's disabled by automation because this is full, and the rad bolts are decaying. That sucks. It still uses 480. It still uses power, but it's decaying the rad bolts. That's unfortunate. Turn off that alarm. Yeah, I'll let them finish working on this before I start clearing this out. Oh, these are getting too cold again, aren't they? Yep. So let's cut off that. Let this warm up again, then we'll start using... We're using the... we finally found the cold biome. So we're using the brine from here to cool our plants, our millwood, because the dirt... Like right now, all our dirt is being produced from this tank. But there's so much warm dirt in these farm tiles that it's like it's shooting the temperature up above 30 degrees C on almost all our plants. So to combat that, we're using radiant pipes inside, and then we're sending the cold liquids coming out of the cold biome through those pipes to cool down those tiles and then therefore cool down the plants. But it's working too well. So it's starting to cool these plants all the way down to nearly 10 degrees, at least on these first few tiles. I suppose what I could do is change these to insulated pipes. What's this one's temperature? It's pretty low too. The problem with this is not as temporary as just reconnecting and disconnecting this line here. So we're going to try this and see. Probably going to put one there as well. We're going to see if this helps us just leave this connected and continue to work on the rest of these. So this one is 11 degrees. It's already gone up. That's just because there's no more coolant going in. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and start sending the liquid through again and see if these still have problems keeping warm enough. It's interesting having this kind of problem when you're used to dealing with plants getting too hot more often than plants getting too cold. Who's scalding? Lyra, why are you? Why is that on 7? Ugh, that does not look comfortable. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think she should be in there. Period. All right, we're going to leave it on 7 because I do want to get that out of the way. But we're disabling her access to the space for a while until she gets healed up. Then we'll try it again. We're going to finish clearing this out though. It's not lullabied for some reason. Let's reset the timer, see if we can get a rancher to go show that thing some love. Alright, so we might need another carbon dioxide filter over here. There's a lot of carbon dioxide here that's not making its way over here. So maybe you got a balloon, Marie. All right, this thing's up and running. So occasionally you have to go through and make sure your shutoffs are all in the right configuration. Sometimes between saves and save loads, these will get locked or stuck in a transitional phase if they just happen to be changing state between when a save starts and a save ends, and the transition doesn't get recorded. So that's actually in the wrong state when you reload the game. But it looks like they're all correct. So basically, this should be opposite of this, and same as this, and then this should be opposite of this. So as long as the inner two are the same state and they're alternate of the outer two, you know that's a correct configuration. Oh, another egg. We want that producing as quickly as possible. So we're going to set up another incubator. What's the power consumption on this line? It's over 1100 already. Ideally, we want to keep it below 1000. But it never seems to go any higher than about 570. So we should have the overhead to support another incubator. So one of the ways we're doing that is with these timers. An incubator doesn't need to be powered the whole time to incubate the egg quickly. The only time it needs to be powered is when it's interacting with by a rancher to lullaby the egg inside. All right, so we're at a good point now where we should be able to. Right, 600. Okay. So let's reset this. We want to make sure that these are operational at separate times. Incubate. What's the 8? Yeah, we want to make sure that they're loading up and dropping out right away. Okay. Let's clean this stuff out too. All right, eggs already inside. We will reset this again once it's brought online with power. Completed some more research. It's been a while since that happened. All right. So reset the timer. This timer's, like I said, you want to keep these things so that they're not all active at the same time, or more than one is active at a time. You have 660 seconds. So 6 minutes. Right? No. $660. 11 minutes. To work with 60-second intervals for each active incubator. 60 seconds should be long enough for a rancher to find the time to come and lullaby the egg, and then it's offline for the next 600 seconds, which should be a whole day. It seems like a lot, though. Timer sensor. Times arrows thoughts. See, I am so far out of practice. I might be wrong on this, but I think 600 is 1 day. But that does feel like a long time. Oh, we got another. Let's just grab. Ooh. That's the first plastic we've seen come up. We always can use some more plastic. That's why we've been trying to prioritize glossy Drecos. Keep him happy. All right. Still working on clearing this. This is all done. Vacuum. We'll leave that there for now. This is all. Yeah. So let's go ahead. Dig out this first part. Dig out the second part. That should allow us to finish the construction of the shell. Actually, we can delete all these now. We don't need to do it one at a time. They're within range of this lower level. Okay. We need to reclaim that. You know what? This is 150 degrees. So we could probably pressurize a buffer around this using liquid carbon dioxide and help manage this temperature as well. So we got a couple of geysers over here. We're getting ready to drill down and see what they are. I didn't do any sort of planning with this seed, so I have no idea what to expect from the starting planet or from the surrounding planets. Oh, I got a grub, or whatever they're called. Yeah, grub. All right, so what's the temperature on these? They're around 13.4. I don't know. Maybe insulated pipe is the way to go. Let's go ahead and add some more. If this doesn't work, we'll just change them back and we'll switch back to the old ways. I'm not really tired. It's just with this weather. It's kind of a sleepy day. All right, we've purged all the carbon dioxide from this location. Oh, there's some polluted water in here. Why is there polluted water in here? We're never going to get rid of this filter. Okay. I feel like I'm doing too many things right now. Okay, they're only digging here now. Lullabied, lullabied. Oh, see, this came back on. So 600 not enough? Or maybe it was just recently lullabied. Okay. I want to start working on something new, but I don't know what I can work on yet. Still a lot of heat in here. It's not red anymore, so that's good. I mean, these are red, but this area is hot. Again, it's not scorching anymore. And when this isn't getting overloaded and damaged anymore. All right, so we're producing ceramic, and refined carbon, as well as burning down our excess blossom and mealwood seeds into additional coal. We're going up in refined carbon instead of down, so we're producing more energy than we're consuming. But I don't think we're producing that much. Not enough to keep us going with more consumers yet. We're going to need more consumers once we're ready to start building in here. Yeah, I meant for them to dig the outside, build the outside before they start digging inside. I didn't think that through. I did that wrong. I'm hungry. Ooh, it's getting cloudy. Not too bad. Right now, the typhoon is over the west coast, Midwest, Taiwan. Taipei is central north Taiwan, or north of Taiwan, central. So we're northeast of the typhoon right now. which the Twitch stream looks like. It's not that I don't rely on Twitch or use Twitch. It's just that it's hard to use Twitch while you're streaming to Twitch here in Taiwan. But they said they're working on that. What's happening right now is there are more Twitch streamers than they have capacity for with their ingest servers. And that's compounded by the problem. They have 2 ingest servers here. Wow, that's way oversaturated. That's unfortunate. So the color correction that I'm using for YouTube is overcorrecting for Twitch, it looks like. And yeah, I can't watch more than a few seconds at a time without it pausing and freezing. But that's supposedly that's not what other people see when they watch on Twitch. It should be normal for them in their locations. Just here, Twitch trying to upload and download at the same time that I'm seeing this. Supposedly, allegedly. I haven't been able to confirm that in any way because I don't have enough live views at the time that I'm testing to know for sure. But otherwise, it looks great. Other than those really bright colors. Let's go back to... Yeah, let's just turn it off. We're fine. But anyway. So... Oh, want to make sure she can get out of there. Let's get that built right. Well, we're going to put in mesh tiles anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. So what's the temperature in here? It's good. So hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of this, and I don't know, we'll try and cool down the gas from this and maybe cool down one of these vents. Since we have 2 vents so close together, we might do some experimentation. Again, I'm so far out of practice with this game, I don't remember all the logistics of the mechanics of the game. So I have to relearn a lot of things. And one of them is managing the temperature of your oxygenators. I believe they have a set output, and it's actually pretty high. I think the electrolyzer is what I mean. So I believe it produces oxygen. It doesn't say here. But I believe because of the process of electrolyzing water into oxygen and hydrogen, that the heat it produces hot gases. I want to say they're around 90 to 95 degrees, which is too hot for our needs. I hope they finish this soon. Lyra should be healthy enough. She should be able to get back in there and try and finish that. Ooh, who's scalding now? Still scalding? I guess so. We've mitigated a lot of the heat. We could reroute piping through here as well. You know what? We've got enough resources. We can try it. So put it like that. Temperature of our water lines is still going down. We were at 25 degrees C. Now we're down to 23 degrees C. So it is making an impact. It's slowly lowering the temperatures here. But what's that doing for the tank? Well, this is down too. This is the same. So this is 14 degrees after the brine's been desalinated into water and salt. Okay, so we can very carefully cut this line without cutting the power line behind it. There we go. All right, the kiln is already down to 70 degrees. How's the water? Water's still hovering around 23, 24. Okay, it is raising. It is going higher. But we're fine with that. See, these aren't red anymore. The temp shift plate behind this one is very hot, but it's going down now too. All right, I think this is going to work. I think this will help mitigate the heat in here enough that our dupes won't be so unhappy. Okay, so apparently we're out of blossom seeds. We've gone through all of them. I wonder if we can relocate you. They need priority over the everyday things. Oh, there is no priority. (41 degrees). Now, hopefully, we don't make this so cold that it's unable to operate. That has happened for me with other devices. Okay. We should be cold enough. We should be able to work on another energy production method. So we can start going after ethanol if we have enough food. Nope, our food is down from 80,000 to 51,000. So we're burning through our food pretty quickly. All right. This is still connected, and there's no more too hot, too cold plants. These are up to 13 degrees, so they're kind of normalized around that temperature. These are normalized around 15. So theoretically, we should be able to apply insulated pipes to this whole line, and it should pretty much keep us within this threshold for a long time. Ugh. Oh, and I did figure out what's going on with these tanks. It is a mod. I've confirmed it's a mod, but I haven't gone in and reconfigured the mod. I want to lower these. This is too high. I don't believe I said it like that. That doesn't sound like me. 99999. That's not a round number to me. So I would never use that. But it's here. This is how it's configured, and this is how we started this playthrough. But we will be bringing that down to at least half of that. I want some sort of storage mod because I don't like the storage the way it is configured in this game. I think the thresholds, particularly for gases, are way too low. I'm hungry. Oh, it's probably going to be hard to get food today with the typhoon. I might need to go out and pick up some groceries and supplies just to be safe anyway. So it might be easier just to go out and pick up some dinner that way as well. Well, the temperature in here is too high too. So let's just do this. Oh, that's not going to be nice. So we'll bring it in this way and bring it out this way. So this will come off like this, and then it will re-enter like this. Incubating but not lullabied. That was lullaby. This is the one we're more concerned with. Okay, so we've already, as long as we've got one egg incubating for that species, we can automate. So that's at 8. Why is that at 8? I think that should be 7. Okay, so as long as there's one hatch egg, we can automate the consumption of the other hatch eggs. So you can only select one or the other. Okay, because we are hurting for food, I am going to go ahead and start harvesting those, just so we can eke out as much nutrition as we can. We've gone up from 50 to 53, so just correcting for the temperature changes has helped out. We could probably kill off some of our older hatch. That one's about to die anyway. Might as well take them out. Get some barbecue going rather quickly. Why do you walk up right to him to take the damage? Okay. Oh, my son is cooking something. Sometimes he makes stuff for me too. I hope he's making something for me now. That'd be nice. I'm really hungry. He's not helping. Okay, they've moved one of the shine bugs over here. So I need some high priority farmers. I do have high priority farmers. Why aren't they getting to these sooner? I guess because I don't know. Yeah, they're 5. Yeah, temperature's gone way down in here. Kilns are operating at 37 degrees. Again, I really hope that doesn't affect their productivity. Recipes 4 of 5. What's the 5th recipe? we doing refined carbon? Up to 58.5 tons. So we're still producing more refined carbon than we're consuming, which is good. Copper is going down. Let's go ahead and just grab some more of that. Okay. I need to offload some of that. So is it just, no, it is not. There is some oxygen in there. If we open this, it should push the oxygen out. And once we know we have only carbon in there, I'm going to just drop. Oh, I'll get you later. All right, I got to eat something. These are different. They're not bad. There's no salt. In Taiwan, come on, get out of there. In Taiwan, it's actually rare to find a lot of salt in recipes here. So I kind of had to pick and choose how to get salt in my diet. This was one of them, but my wife bought the salt, the low salt or the no salt kind. I don't know. It's in Chinese, so I can't. No, it's in Japanese, so I can't really tell for sure. Oh, it's low salt. There was 1 grain of salt on that one. I'm a little sad now. Okay. The oxygen is out. Set that back to auto. Oh, man. Oh, I'm an idiot. No, it wasn't that much. Well, yeah, there's a lot here. All right, thank you. Okay, first we want to clear out all this stuff. I guess get this up here too. And it's okay that it's carbon dioxide in here now, but it's not okay that it's so warm. Okay, it's only so warm because it's such small quantities of carbon dioxide. So it warms up pretty quickly. Once it gets packed in with the rest of this and it normalizes, it'll favor 20 degrees more than 44 degrees. So we're good there. Okay, these are hovering around 24 degrees. We burned through all of our excess seeds. Oh, look at these. What are the temperatures on these? They're too low. What kind of... Yep. I'm going to try something different. I'm just going to try normal pipe. These temperatures are manageable. Oh. Okay, they can eat the millwood even when it's been harvested. That's good. Okay. You got 20 seconds left, Mr. Rancher Man. Come on. There you go. See, does he have time? 6, 7, 8. Yep. Just barely. Okay, so this is, yep, this is always processing. Oh, another one passed away. Lara, did you get it done? You did not. I don't even think she's been back in there. Okay, they've got this clear. Rowan can use a break. I don't think we have any nutrient bars anywhere, but I don't want them eating anything with a detriment. It's bad enough I got them eating pickled meals. Usually I move off of pickled meals and I start to use millwood for ethanol. Or in the past I have when I played this game more regularly. In previous DLCs anyway. But yeah, this has been kind of a slow starter for me. But I haven't been diligently playing either. Okay, let's go ahead and submit for bioscan. Get that open, just see what's on the other side. And I need a new drink. Need some food. Clean that. I just realized my son finished his cooking, and he didn't offer me any of whatever he made. He just took it to his room. So he and I are going to have a little conversation later. All right. I really want to start building in here. Getting some more food production going. All right, so I think first things first, we need to get some power, a power consumer pod. Basically, something just like this should be fine. Okay. So it's going to be on the other side of this insulation, so normal tiles will work fine. That'll be the gate or the door. 1, 2 for the transformer. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first battery. 1 for the NOT gate, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the second battery. There's still hydrogen gas up in here. Yeah, let's just see if we can get it. There's a couple of ways we can push that out. But since we already started building this, it's not ideal. But what we'll do is this. There's no power. Yeah, there's nothing behind those tiles there. Set that to 7. I probably should have converted this to normal. All right, let's cancel. How do I want to do this? Where'd this come from? Where'd this egg come from? Okay, one of those two. They must have hatched recently because I didn't know I still had some out in the wild. Uh-oh. So this is normal liquid pipe. And the temperature continues to operate outside the threshold. All right, so we're going to go ahead and convert everything to the insulated pipe. Are we done over there? Let's see if that normalizes. And if we still continue to have problems here, then we'll just go back to the old way and just redivert when it gets too cold and then reconnect when it gets too hot. See, these temperatures are coming down as well. Once they get too cold, we'll convert these back, or convert these to insulated pipes as well. And that should keep things cold for a long time. Because I think that's what's happening, is that the temperatures are going up. It was 13.8 a while ago. Now it's 14. Actually, it's hovering between 14 and 14.1. But I think that's going to continue to steadily climb over time. It's just not as quickly as they do when we use the radiant pipes. How cold is it over here? Oh, it's... Okay, it's gotten way too cold over here. I don't know what to do about that right now. I'm gonna have to watch that. I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't mean to leave these radiant pipes in as long as I have, but I think I kind of need them now because this is... Well, it's not doing it anymore, but it was damaging the pipe because the water it produced was still so low that it was freezing in the pipe. That doesn't seem to be the case now. Temperature's up again, 24 degrees. Bad time for hiccups. I'm still hungry. Yeah, what a day. Oh, that was great. All right, temperatures seem to have normalized. So what's happening here? We've got this pump that's feeding our hydroponic farms. We're then taking the excess from that hydroponic farm okay, this side just goes back out here. Oh, it's not even connected. That's why. I was like, why isn't this just feeding through here like it's supposed to? Like, that's where the loop goes. But no, this terminates here and doesn't even feed into this loop. So this loads up, keeps these going, and it's fine. And the temperature is perfect. This loads up these, temperature is perfect. And then the excess, you know, is taken through and runs into this stable where it cools down these plants. Then it comes down here and radiates through the auto sweeper and the kilns, cooling them down as well. And it seems to be doing a great job. And all for a cost of about an additional 2 or 3 degrees C on the water that we're using as coolant. Now that has raised the temperature in here about 3 degrees so far since probably about day 105 when I started on it. But this side is mitigating that increase with the cold output from the desalinator. Time for another blueprint. Cat, what are you doing? My cat Luna fancies herself a hunter. You catch something? Meow. 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 Don't ever get old, man. Sorry, you were on the keyboard. See if I can show you my cat. Nope. Don't reset. You're a little close, kitty. What are you playing with? Don't eat that. What was that? What'd you just take? Get off the keyboard! No! Why? Why are you doing this to me? That's my kitty. Okay. I like these little mimikas. They only last about 5 days, but this seems to produce one every 4 days or so. And they just go around pollinating whatever you have them set up with. So I'm going to try and have more of these so we can have the same thing going. Oh, good. I got the hydrogen out of there. Oh, no, it's over here now. So what I may want to do is move this up here. Well, I hate this because it's going to take so long to do. Why do I make these things so much harder for myself? If not for the hydrogen, if I could get rid of that hydrogen, I wouldn't really be concerned with the rest. So yeah, I want to speed this up. I don't want to take too much time for this. So I'm going to put one here just so I can get that hydrogen out. The hydrogen went back over here again, of course. And we're going to convert all this to normal insulator. I should probably check my skills. And the reason I want to do this is I want to make sure that if I need to build any sort of pipe or power line through this, I can do so without compromising this seal. So we're going to fill all this in, get these cleared out, get the gases out of here. So that's all that's left in here is carbon dioxide. Then once that's done, clear that out again, and then build our power consumers. Or build our power supply for the consumers. Okay, so we cut this off so that we're not going very far over budget. Stop that, you're clicking buttons. You're such a faker. She's faking it. She looks cute. She looks peaceful. She looks like, but over here she's got her tail twitching and it's hitting my enter key. I can hear it. What did you do over there? I just noticed they knocked a box over up here. Okay. Tie that off. Close this in. This is so annoying. I should have just... I know there is a faster way to do this. But it would require tearing this down, then building in another layer, building in the underlayment here, rebuilding these into insulated tiles, then removing all this, and then building this again. And it would still be faster than what I'm doing now, but I'm not that smart. Pipe blocked. Why is the pipe blocked? Because this is blocked. Because this is blocked. It's full. We weren't planning on that. Okay, so we need an excess tank. Yeah, we can probably fix this output. So that we can probably fix all of this so that everything's going through this filter, then this filter, and then this filter to take out the carbon dioxide, so that the only thing we send up here is oxygen. So we're going to do that before we create this tank, so that that tank only has oxygen in it. Okay, so how do we clean that up? Right now, the output from this goes directly into this output line. This is for hydrogen. Okay, so we're going to, no, not that. We're going to cut you off here and put in a bridge. Yeah. And that bridge can just connect to that. So that will remove the so there should only be, let me think here. No, okay, that's fine. So what's going to happen is, if it's hydrogen, well, if it's chlorine, it'll feed it into this line and that'll go into here. If it's not chlorine, then it'll go into this filter. If it's hydrogen, it'll feed into here. If it's not hydrogen, it'll go into this output line and join this line, which goes into oh, it doesn't go into the filter. Okay. So we're going to want it to go into this, and this is going to go into the filter. Okay. So this is, okay, this is carbon dioxide from the cold biome. This is already filtered so that it'll only output carbon dioxide. So this is a clean line. So we don't actually want to join up with this line. Instead, we're going to tear this down. We're going to build an additional segment here. Disconnect this. So now that's a clean line again. And then once this bridge is gone, we don't have to worry about anything going into it. We've already got some oxygen in there that we need to purge. So the way we're going to do that, we're going to disconnect that for now. reconnect this like this, and then eventually this will go through here and filter it out again. All right, let's let that complete. And then we're going to have a bridge like that. And this bridge, why is it 9? It doesn't need to be 9, but whatever. ZipTac, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It's not pretty, but it works. And once we're done with this, it'll only be sending oxygen and maybe polluted oxygen to this upper line. And we've already got it set to filter out the polluted oxygen when it gets here. Okay, so this is now working. It'll pull out the excess oxygen or the excess carbon dioxide, put it in, feed it into the tank, and the rest will go through. Well, all that will be left is polluted oxygen and oxygen. All right, so that's what we want. Now this, okay, this was the clean line before we contaminated it with some oxygen. Now that it's clear again, we can reconnect it. So this will accept any more carbon dioxide that we leave up in the cold biome. And let's check. So yeah, there's only oxygen going out over here now. So maybe we didn't need this after all. Now that we're accounting for the carbon dioxide. So there should be no more bottlenecks. There should be no more blockages. Wow, look at that. Okay. Like I said, it's not pretty, but it works. That's all we really care about. Okay, taking a look down here. We still have some pockets of oxygen and some chlorine, and we still haven't cleared out the bleach stone. So this is still going to take a while. Let's go ahead and just wipe out all the bleach stone now while we're thinking about it. Probably going to have to build something in here to support all this. So let's do this. That should account for everything. Okay, and that's going to produce some chlorine in this area that we're going to have to clear out, but we're in no hurry, I guess. So this area is going to be where the mushroom farm is. What are you doing? Apparently my other cat is digging a tunnel in a box. In a cardboard box. Don't know what else we need to... Glossy Drecklet, Glossy Dreco. Why haven't you been moved? Maybe I should be gathering the seeds as well. Yeah, I might as well. So I'm using this slush geyser to produce a kind of a ghetto oxygenator. So we're taking the polluted oxygen produced by the water and then deodorizing it. Oh, there's just enough water in there that this doesn't see it. This one's working though. So maybe I should move this up one block just so that it has a buffer, since I set this as the threshold. Or I could move this over so it's in between these. I could delete this and remove the automation on the filtered pump. Since it's only going to filter carbon dioxide when it senses carbon dioxide, it should be offline when yeah, I think it's offline right now. Yeah, it has to be offline. There's no way to get to that number without it being down. So yeah. I'm going to remove the automation, and then we're going to move the pump over here. Pump. And that should keep both of these clean for the purpose of continuing to convert this last trace of polluted oxygen. All right, so let's go ahead and tear these down. Tear that down. And remove the automation entirely from the pump. Priority construction. Let's set that all to 7. Set it to 8. Okay. Wait for that to catch up. Yeah, that chlorine. So they've already gathered all the bleach stone and put it all the way over here. Because this is where I first went after the chlorine. That was in pockets all around this. All right. Oh, we're approaching the 2-hour mark though. I do need to get something proper to eat. It's only 11 a.m. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop it here for the morning. I might come back a little bit later and stream some more. But for now, actually, you know what? I wanted to map this out. So actually, I need the template from this. So this is our auto sweeper. It's going to be built somewhere in here. So I'm just going to place it here. Now for spores, what do we need exactly? Okay, it needs a farm plot with slime and carbon dioxide above 5 degrees, below 35 degrees. Okay, just a normal farm plot will do. We don't need hydroponic farms. Okay, so the range, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was much. So I have a feeling that when these are put in, yeah, that's not ideal. Okay, so I'm going to have to work on this some more. What I wanted to do was produce an entirely automated mushroom farm using just one sweeper. Like basically up here we have to have 2 sweepers and 2 conveyor loaders to capture everything in this space, because I'm trying to do a 96 tile stable, the maximum you can do. But I don't want to keep having to build 2 shippers at a time and 2 conveyor loaders, because that's a combined total of 480 watts of power for every system I build. So yeah, I'm going to have to spend some time on that, seeing how I can optimize that and make that a little more creative and more fun to work with. But yeah, this isn't going to work because it can pull from these 8, but if I have anything below it, it might be able to pull from 1, but it won't be able to see the others through the farm tile. So yeah, so we'll stop here. Save, quit. Yeah. Let's check the news from the typhoon. So right now, it's in the west-southwest part of Taiwan, and we're in the north part of Taiwan. Yeah. Yeah, we still haven't seen any rain yet, but they've got rain as far north as Hsinchu now. Taichung. Yeah. But yeah, we're safe. We're fine. It's barely passed from tropical storm to typhoon right now. And while it's halfway over land, halfway over water, it's hard to tell which way it's going to go. If it gets stronger, then it will definitely hit Taipei, but it will also swerve out towards the strait, towards China at the same time. And so even though we will definitely get hit, we probably won't get hit hard for very long. If it gets weaker from the landfall, then it can probably still hit Taipei, but it'll be much later. And it'll be weaker. But it'll also take longer to pass through because it'll pretty much have to pass over all of Taiwan out towards the ocean before it dissipates again. So I guess we're hoping it gets stronger so it can go and mess with China instead of, staying and messing with us. But we really don't know yet. This thing kind of came up out of nowhere, and yeah. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and or follow whichever platform you see me on. And I'm on this camera now, not this camera. But yeah, hope you like what you saw. And until next time, you guys be safe. ZipTech, thank you again for the follow. It's nice to meet you.